In America, you've grown too familiar with a tiring cycle. Summer arrives with hurricanes tearing across the East Coast. Autumn brings wildfires that turn California's skies blood red, and winter means snowstorms so heavy that one slip on the ice could send you to the hospital, where a single medical bill can equal several months of income. And in the middle of all these natural disasters, rent continues to climb day after day, as if testing how much longer you can endure. You live in a constant state of alert, always keeping an emergency bag ready, always checking weather warnings on your phone, always worrying that a sudden storm, a fast-moving fire, or a medical bill will destroy the social security you've worked your whole life to save. But there is a truth very few Americans know, a truth almost completely opposite from the reality you face every day. There are places on Earth where hurricanes do not exist. Earthquakes are so mild, they're forgotten, and the cost of living is so low that Social Security not only covers your needs, it lets you live comfortably. The surprising part is this. They're not major tourist hotspots, not crowded, not loud. They are peaceful, safe, low-cost countries often overlooked by Americans, even though they offer exactly what every retiree is searching for: a life without disasters, without pressure, without fear of bills. And now, let's begin the journey. And the first country is a European haven where natural disasters almost never happen. Country 3, Serbia. The Switzerland of the East, autumn in Serbia carries a kind of quiet beauty that's hard to describe. Golden leaves drift across old European streets. The air is cool but never harsh, and the mornings feel calm in a way many Americans haven't experienced in years. There are no hurricane warnings flashing on your phone, no wildfire smoke turning the sky orange, no fear that the weather will suddenly turn dangerous. Here the day moves gently. Parks are peaceful, streets are tranquil, and the silence itself feels like a kind of safety. For many Americans arriving in Serbia for the first time, the feeling is universal. This is a softer, quieter, more peaceful world. Serbia is one of the most stable countries in Europe when it comes to natural disasters. Its location keeps it completely out of all hurricane zones. There are no volcanoes, no eruption risks, and the rare earthquakes that do occur are so mild they cause no damage. The country enjoys 4 distinct seasons, but none of them are extreme. Summers don't scorch like California, winters don't paralyze cities like the Midwest, and Serbia has virtually no large-scale wildfires. This is a place where the climate doesn't ambush your life, doesn't threaten your home, and doesn't force you to live in fear year-round. The cost of living in Serbia is another surprise for many retirees. A one-bedroom apartment in Nice or Novi Sad ranges from $320 to $480 per month. These cities are clean, safe, historic, and beautifully European, yet far more affordable than Western Europe. Groceries run 35 to 45% cheaper than in the US, allowing retirees to shop without stress. Public transport costs just $18 to $25 per month, making it easy to get around. A restaurant meal ranges from $6 to $10 and is often better than what you'd expect for the price. Total monthly expenses for a retiree living comfortably typically land around $1,000 to $1,300, well within the reach of Social Security. Healthcare in Serbia meets European standards, but the prices make many Americans look twice. A doctor visit costs only $20, $35. High-quality private insurance ranges from $40 and $80 per month, depending on age and plan. In Belgrade and Novi Sad, many doctors speak English, which makes the healthcare system accessible and stress-free for foreigners. Hospitals are clean, well-organized, and reliable. For Americans used to hospital bills that can ruin savings, Serbia feels like a completely different universe where health is not a financial burden. The residency process is another major advantage. Temporary residence in Serbia is relatively easy to obtain. You simply need proof of stable income and Social Security qualifies. This residence permit can be renewed annually, and after 5 consecutive years, you become eligible for permanent residency. The process is straightforward and realistic, with no impossible requirements or confusing rules. It's designed in a way that respects retirees who want stability and peace. Daily life in Serbia has a distinct charm. Novi Sad is the cultural heart of the country, artistic, laid-back, and affordable. Belgrade is more vibrant, yet still safe, clean, and welcoming. Cafe culture runs deep here. People enjoy slow mornings, warm conversations, and community. Locals are friendly and treat expats as part of the social fabric, not outsiders. American retirees often say that Serbia is one of the few places where they truly feel welcomed and connected. Serbia earns its place on this list for a simple but powerful reason. It is one of the most disaster-stable countries in Europe, with low costs, gentle weather, strong healthcare, and an accessible residency path. But the most important thing Serbia offers is something many Americans have lost over the years: a sense of peace, the kind that lets you walk slower, breathe softly, and stop living in fear of the next bill or the next storm. Country 2, Malaysia. Peninsular. A morning in Penang always begins with a kind of stillness that many American retirees never thought they could find in Southeast Asia. The sunrise gently reflects across a calm sea, the waves roll in softly without urgency, and people stroll along the waterfront at an easy, unhurried pace. There are no storm alerts, no sudden gusts of wind, no unpredictable weather patterns that force you to live in constant tension. Life moves slowly here, warmly, as if the entire environment is designed to ease your mind. Someone once described it perfectly. This is Southeast Asia without the chaos. A Southeast Asia without the noise, without the disasters, without the turmoil. Just quiet beaches, incredible food, and a lifestyle that feels like it's welcoming you home. Malaysia's safety begins with its geography. The country sits entirely outside the typhoon belt, meaning the violent storms that sweep the Philippines, Vietnam, and Taiwan rarely, if ever, reach this coast. Earthquake risk is extremely low as Malaysia lies far from major tectonic boundaries where the world's strongest quakes occur. There are no volcanoes, no eruption threats, and serious storms are exceptionally rare. Rain is common, true to the tropical climate, but in retiree-friendly regions like Penang and Malacca, heavy monsoon rains almost never escalate into severe flooding. All of this makes Malaysia one of the most climatically stable places in Asia, especially comforting if you've spent years navigating America's increasingly unpredictable natural disasters. Living costs in Malaysia are one of the sweetest surprises for many retirees. A one-bedroom apartment in Penang ranges from $350 to $500 per month, located in clean, safe neighborhoods, often just minutes from the beach. Groceries cost 40 to 55% less than in the U.S., allowing retirees to shop comfortably without scrutinizing every price tag. And then there is the legendary street food, a cornerstone of Malaysian life. A delicious fresh meal costs $2 or $4, and the variety is endless. Monthly living expenses for a retiree generally fall between $900 and $200, an amount fully covered by Social Security while still leaving enough room to enjoy life. Healthcare is another major strength. Malaysia is one of the world's premier medical tourism destinations, known for its excellent treatment quality and surprisingly low prices. A standard doctor visit costs $15 or $25, and a specialist consultation is typically $30 or $45. High-quality private insurance ranges from $35 to $75 per month, depending on plan and age. Hospitals in Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Johor Bahru meet international standards equipped with modern technology and English-speaking doctors. For Americans used to receiving medical bills that feel like financial threats, Malaysia's healthcare system feels humane, affordable, and reliable, a true relief. Malaysia also offers a friendly residency environment. The Malaysia, my second home MM2H program, especially its flexible state-based versions like the Penang MM2H, is one of the most accessible long-term residency schemes in Asia. Income requirements are reasonable, and Social Security often satisfies them. The process is transparent, structured, and far less complicated than what many retirees expect. The lifestyle options are diverse. Penang is a food paradise with strong healthcare systems and a large supportive expat community. Malacca offers historical charm, peaceful living, and lower costs for those who prefer quiet surroundings. Kuala Lumpur provides modern comfort, efficient transit, and world-class amenities, yet at prices far below other major Asian capitals. Whether someone prefers slow coastal living or a dynamic urban environment, Malaysia has a home that matches the rhythm of their life. Malaysia earns its place on this list for a very compelling reason. It is a tropical haven that avoids 90% of the natural disasters faced by the rest of Southeast Asia. No major storms, no strong earthquakes, no volcanoes, and no extreme weather. Combine that with low living costs, world-class healthcare, unmatched cuisine, and a residency program open to retirees, and Malaysia becomes not just a place to live, but a place to finally feel safe, comfortable, and financially free after decades of stress in the USO. Country 1, Costa Rica. A morning in Atenas feels like stepping into a different world. A world without urgency, without storms, without the constant tension that weather alerts bring. The air is clean, light, and refreshing, as if each breath resets your entire body. This is the place National Geographic once called the best climate in the world. Not too hot, not too cold, never extreme. Just a steady, gentle rhythm of life that many Americans have forgotten even exists. In Atenas, you can sit on your porch, listen to the birds, sip Costa Rican coffee, and go through an entire morning without worrying about a hurricane forming in the ocean. Life simply moves at the right speed, here the speed that allows you to breathe. People who move to Costa Rica quickly understand why climate and safety from natural disasters are its greatest strengths. Costa Rica lies outside the path of hurricanes, completely unlike the Caribbean or the southeastern United States. Earthquakes do occur, but they are light to moderate, and the country's infrastructure is specifically engineered to withstand seismic activity, minimizing risks and ensuring safety. Costa Rica also does not suffer from large-scale wildfires like California, and the climate remains stable throughout the year. No storm season, no blizzards, no extreme heat waves, just a warm, predictable pattern that repeats itself peacefully month after month. The cost of living, especially in retiree-friendly towns like Atenas, Grecia, and Cartago, is comfortably within range for anyone living on Social Security. A one-bedroom apartment costs $400, $650, usually in clean, safe neighborhoods with easy access to health care. Groceries are 30 to 40% cheaper than in the U.S., especially when buying from local markets. A full meal at a local restaurant costs $5 to $7, fresh and flavorful. Monthly living expenses typically fall between $1,200 and $1,600, which fits perfectly within the average Social Security check. In Costa Rica, you don't just survive, you live well with room to enjoy life, take care of your health, and experience true peace. Healthcare is another defining advantage. Costa Rica's system is one of the best in Latin America. The public healthcare program CAHA charges around $75 to $120 per month, depending on your reported income. CAHA covers most needs at extremely low out-of-pocket cost. If you prefer speed or personalized care, private healthcare is equally impressive. A private doctor visit is $40 or $60, and many hospitals operate at US-level standards with modern equipment and English-speaking physicians. For American retirees who have spent years fearing medical bills, Costa Rica's healthcare system feels humane, accessible, and life-changing. Visa access is also remarkably simple. The Pensionado visa is considered one of the easiest retirement visas in the world. You only need to show $1,000 a month in Social Security income, a requirement most retirees already meet. The visa is renewable, and after roughly 3 years you may apply for long-term residency. No unrealistic conditions, no complicated scoring systems, no endless paperwork. Just a clear, friendly pathway for retirees seeking a peaceful life abroad. Life in Costa Rica is defined by softness and warmth. Atenas has a large expat community, an ideal climate, and a sense of safety that residents deeply appreciate. Rica is quiet, clean, and community-oriented, perfect for those who value calm surroundings. If you prefer the beach, Tamarindo offers sun sand and a relaxed coastal atmosphere year-round. Wherever you go, Costa Rica revolves around a simple but profound philosophy, pura vida. Live slow, live gently, live honestly. Let your mind rest. Costa Rica stands at one because it is one of the few countries in the world that combines all the qualities American retirees are searching for. Extremely low natural disaster risk, ideal climate, reasonable cost of living, one of the world's easiest retirement visas, strong health care, a positive healing lifestyle. This is not just a place to escape hurricanes or medical bills. It is a place to rediscover the feeling of being safe, supported, and truly at ease. A place you can finally call home not because of what you own, but because of the peace it gives you every single day. There's something many Americans never hear, something you often don't realize until you step outside the country. The United States is not the only place where you can live on Social Security. It's not the only place where you can feel safe. And it is certainly not the only place where your final decades can be peaceful. The 3 countries in today's journey proved that clearly. You don't have to spend the rest of your life trapped in a cycle of hurricanes, wildfires, medical bills, and rising rent. You don't have to carry the stress that has become such a normal part of American life. You deserve a life that is softer, safer, and kinder, and your Social Security check, the thing you once feared wouldn't be enough, can actually become the ticket to a completely new chapter. If any country in this video made you pause, if your heart felt even a little lighter when imagining life somewhere more peaceful, tell me by commenting the name of that country below. And if this video helped you see the world a little wider, a little fuller, a little more hopeful, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Every bit of support helps us continue creating new journeys, new guides, and new paths to places that are safer, cheaper, and more peaceful. I'll see you in the next episode.